Hello, all. Yeah, remember the 5th of November. Mark, good to see you in the house. Hello, CM Maldonado. Flight level, Blake. Hello, Captain Peggy TP. Oh, my mods, LG Lady. Hello, Grumpy Intercessor, Bob. Oh, I better stay a little bit focused today. It'll make things a lot easier, right? The Fed's out of options. Rate cuts, money printing, balance sheet reversals. They call it policy, but it's really panic. This is endgame economics where hope replaces discipline and the illusion of control finally breaks. They're not cutting rates because things are strong. They're cutting because the system is cracking. Inflation's eating savings, the labor market stalling, confidence in the dollar is fading fast. For decades, the Fed built a house of paper. Now they're striking the match that can burn it down, leaving you to pay the price. Every cycle ends the same way: bubbles, bailouts, and broken retirements. That's why smart investors are moving to what's real: gold and silver. When's the last time you actually held the wealth you've spent your life working for? Friends at Noble Gold Investments have been helping Americans move from paper into real, tangible assets. Numbers on a screen can disappear, but physical and gold, they've outlasted every crisis in history. You can find them at markzgold.com or Noble Gold Investments. Get your free wealth protection kit. Discover how simple it is to protect your future. And if you don't want to have to remember the links, you can look in the description of today's video on YouTube and Rumble for it. Hello, Tupelo. Tree Beardier, Sooner DP. Hello, Pierre. Other than the absolute silence on the RV front, things are good. I know you're like, wait a minute. Did you not pay attention to the elections? Worry not. We will be talking about it. Rick, I think with discernment, these elections are a sting operation. 100% Mark. November 22nd, ISO 20020 goes into effect globally due today. Fed now's transition to the Fed, U.S. Treasury. We're watching it roll out. Bernard, I don't know what to tell you on timing. I believe it'll happen either right before or immediately on the heels or very quickly on the heels of it. That's my opinion and thoughts. Boom, boom, boom. Jersey girl, don't lose faith that this country will change for the good. Can't even have legit elections, right? I'm still getting an absolute hoot out of the shenanigans. Outroad, Snake Plissken. Anybody know who Snake Plissken is? For the day. He is main character in the movie Escape from New York. New York City voters just love being bent over weirdos for certain. Nan Joe Hart, the NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, supported a white woman in Virginia. Yeah, one whose attorney general running mate thought that it would be okay to kill Republicans and murder their children. He hated them that much, and he won elected a position as attorney general. Yeah. I'm sitting here laughing at the insanity of it. If you live in Virginia, you're not too excited. If you live in New York, you're probably not excited about the Democrat Socialist Utopia you're about to have with your rent freezes, state stores that mandate how much can be charged. Of course, I don't know where they're going to buy any product because nobody will sell it to them at their mandated prices. I mean, it's been tried in every socialist country around the world and failed in every socialist country around the world. But yeah, for some reason, some people think juggling razor blades is fun. It really is. They had an extremely sharp lady. I mean, just take color skin, take all articulate, educated, happens to be black, running in the NCAAP, pushed against her. Yeah. Kevin Peggy didn't realize how blue Virginia is. Virginia, because of the area surrounding DC, is extremely blue. I forget what it is, but it's a stunning number in like 3 counties surrounding the DC area. It's like roughly 80% of the people there make their money from the government directly or indirectly, meaning they work at a store or restaurant that is supported by the people that make their money directly from the government. And they are really upset because the unemployment rate in those counties is huge because of Trump's cutbacks. Oh yeah, definitely need to audit the vote. Now, if you have not seen the ballot, let's see if we can find this. Fusion or confusion. Elon Musk slams New York City's scam ballot that hides Cuomo and boosts Mamdani twice. Yeah, if you haven't seen this one, it is probably going to be one of the biggest scandals of this election cycle. Breaking: Zohran Mamdani listed twice in the ballot for today's New York City mayoral election. Let's see if I can find this. See if we can blow it up so you can see it better. Here you go. Just to make certain you vote for him, we're going to start out. We're going to ignore the alphabetic order that they normally put candidates in. We're just going to ignore that. We're going to throw that right out the door. Throw that right out of the door. Let's see. Zohran Mamdani, the very first one. Oh, wow. Look at all those. Boy, you got to put it in Chinese, too? They can't figure out how to read English? I remember when that used to be a requirement to vote in the United States. Education, English, etc. But I guess it's not anymore. But you see where we find Cuomo? You see how there are 2 Zohran Mamdanis? Here's one. Either one would get him elected. Counted for him. Wonder how many people voted for him twice. Then we got Cuomo down here, who clearly comes like before Zohran alphabetically, is down here. See, he's the Democrat, he's the Republican, the conservative. See, he doesn't even count as a Democrat. He's fighting to liver. Curtis, I guess, just wants to protect animals, but he's over here again as a Republican. I guess that's like they're giving me a little bit. I mean, absolute and utter joke. We're definitely watching a movie. Definitely watching a movie. Yeah, what country you live in? All right. You New Yorkers out there. You voted for a self-proclaimed Democrat socialist. Supports trans rights, supports all those things. Pro-abortion and Islam. Islamic pro-abortion, pro-trans. Wait a minute. If he spent any time in Islamic countries, they would have already tossed him off the roof. He'd be a smear on the ground. And I'm not saying that's a good thing at all. But stop, drop, and think about the logic here. Supporting causes for groups that would kill you for your belief. It's kind of like the whole trans for Palestine or queers for Palestine. Stop and think about the logic here. They would toss you off the roof. They would hang you, beat you. Mamdani. Have you ever stopped to think just how important this election was? This little cycle, I know. We finally get to take the warnings off the Tide Pods. Proposition 50 in California. I guess we no longer have to put "don't drink the battery acid" in the owner's manual if now that they're in control of those things, now that they have shat upon any concept of democracy and embraced gerrymandering, all gloves are off. Every Republican-controlled state, which is the majority, Republican-controlled Congresses, state Congresses, I guess they get to now remake district maps without any need to pretend to worry about the other party or any other party. They get to just design it around themselves, whatever they want. That is clearly what we have taken away and learned from Newsom in California. And now that the majority of Americans are conservative or leaning conservative, or non-Democrat, I guess this means we can change everything we want in all of our areas, and we just let them have their little pockets. And then we're going to remind everybody that over 80% of all food and goods in the U.S. come from conservatives, Republicans, independents, meaning non-Democrats. They produce it, they manufacture it, they grow it, they deliver it, they build your house, they repair it. I guess we don't have to play anymore because they've said they're not going to play with us. They don't care what we like, what we think. Any issues that are important to us. So now I guess we get to quit worrying about any issue that is important to them. Did you see the hosts on CNN celebrating and laughing at conservatives? Doing a celebration dance. Well, now they got what they want. If within 2 or 3 days of Mamdani becoming mayor, if they don't have an absolute utopia with frozen rents and subsidize everything. Of course, I don't know where the money's going to come to subsidize. Over 1 million New Yorkers have already said they're going to take their wealth and take themselves and leave the state. Now, how many actually leave? It'll be interesting. They've already seen all kinds of Wall Street firms have already left, gone to Florida and Texas. We'll see how many more go. At some point, guys, I know nobody wants to hear it. We have to stop protecting the idiots from themselves. At some point, we're going to have to be okay with it and willing to stand up and walk away and let them have it right there in their own home, their own cesspool, and let them live with their decisions. We have to stop enabling them at some point. I know it's not an easy thing. You live in New York, your family's in New York. You live in California, your family's in California. And we do have Lewis Herms, so it's going to be interesting to see his take on that one. But at what point do you stop playing with stupid? At what point do you walk away and say, have at it, give me a call when you figure it out? I know it's not what people want to hear, but it's a tough, brutal truth. They need to see how bad it is before they're going to believe it. Kay, once again, Kay, there is no news. I wish I had something for you. There simply is no news on the RV front. I mean, when I tell you it is the most painfully quiet 24-hour period on the RV that we have had to date since I have started following this in 20 years. So if you're looking for RV news today, here, let me put up the news time banner. That's not me being flippant. That's not me being whatever, guys. It is simply that quiet. There is no RV news today. There's not even any meaningful articles coming out of Iraq today or the region. The entire world seems to have taken a vacation yesterday to see what was going to happen in New York, California, New Jersey, et cetera, Virginia. It is the quietest 24-hour period I have seen to date of anything that I consider legitimate. I'm certain the boards have something made up by somebody, but it is like painfully, woefully quiet. There is no RV news for the day. I think it's probably easier that way than me try to continue to comb through for anything, even one little word or snippet. It is that quiet. From the group side, from the bond side, from the article side, from the currency side, every single side. That's exactly what I think it is, Susie, is the calm before the storm. Storkinson said the rumors I heard is they're taking a vacation for the next 3 to 4 days because of the election. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on the rumor or whatever, but that is very much appears to be what is happening. It is silent. Yeah, let's see if Mike has any updates tonight. And hopefully we'll get some breaking news today. The 11th, the Iraqi election is the 11th. Oh, God, yes. Democrats now want to vote to open the government. Yeah, I forgot to say that one. Let's see. Where is that one? Ah, there we go. Democrats conveniently weigh ending the record shutdown after Socialist wins New York City mayoral race. Report overnight suggests that several moderate Senate Democrats are prepared to break ranks and vote to end what has become the longest U.S. government shutdown in history. The push to reopen the government comes conveniently after major victories for Democrats in Tuesday's elections, including Socialist Zohran Mamdani becoming New York City's next mayor Abigail Spanberger and Mike Sherrill winning their respective gubernatorial races in Virginia and New Jersey. I don't know why anybody's surprised. Every one of them was leading in their polls. Some were leading by as much as 10% and only won by 6 or 7. So I still don't know why they consider it a major victory, but I don't want to rain on their parade. They were expected to win. Key West Kim, I heard this dumb guy on the internet saying that he illegally voted 6 times for Montai. He probably did. I don't hate them. I hate some of their leaders because of the hate they spew, so I hate them back. And they want to debank me, kill me. They think I should be killed. My children should be killed as well. I mean, one of those won in Virginia. So I don't know. Hate's too strong a word. I don't hate them. Unfortunately, I know what logic is, and I know that it's kind of like living with a rabid dog that could snap at any time, eat your children, bite you. At some point, you just don't live that way anymore. Everything expected to win or selected to win. Both. Secret Identity is my name. I like that one. Stan says volcanoes are also quiet before they blow. Our time is here. The new lieutenant governor of Virginia is on. I mean, I know I get in trouble and I upset a lot of people and I have a lot of Islamic friends, but it is incompatible with Western ideology and beliefs. It just simply is. I get a lot of trouble for that one. And I'm not blasting anybody for, the area you come from, any of those. It's the belief structure. It's the belief structure that if you don't believe the way they do, then it is okay to steal from you. It's okay to rape your daughters, your sisters, your mothers, that it's okay to own you like cattle because you are what they consider an infidel, that is okay to buy and sell you like a slave because you do not believe in Islam. That to me is absolutely inexcusable, horrible, ignorant. I mean, I don't know there's enough words to go into it. It is incompatible with any civilized nation. I know I get in a lot of trouble for that one. Prove me wrong. I would love to be wrong. Would love to be wrong on that one. Yeah. We're in the storm. It's raining stupid. Daisy, I don't mind if folks mention Mike or Sky in this chat. Just don't expect me to know anything about what they're saying. And again, I don't mind if you bring in information from other folks into this one. I really don't. I just don't expect me to know what they're talking about. I don't have the same sources, don't want the same sources. Wait, are they storming the White House today? They were talking about that, weren't they? Yeah, over target. That's my take on it. New York City is about to learn the meaning of FAFO. And I know it is an uncomfortable conversation to have, but at some point we have to stop enabling. We have to stop worrying about protecting them and let them do what they want so that they can experience how stupid it is. You got to take the safety net away from them. You got to let them experience. You got to let them understand what the consequences of that decision is. And unfortunately for New York, it is most likely going to be rampant crime, limited services, and a financial downturn. And I know it's painful, it's tough. But you're going to have to let them go through it. Sometimes the best help is no help. Mom always said, stupid is, stupid does. Eden's Gate. People will die. Yeah, people will. I know that sounds cold and callous of me to say it. Definitely sounds cold and callous for me to say it. What's the alternative? To let them all die slowly, to let a few die now so that less die in the future. We're going to have to divorce our emotions from this one and think logically. I really feel like I have failed you guys in pop culture. Snake Plissken is the main character from the movie. Kurt Russell played him in Escape from New York. I hope they're right. I hope the RV's today. I'm hearing between the 5th and the 11th. I hope it's accurate. But for me, I looked at it and I was immediately, what I started thinking was, well, two things. New York has forgotten 9/11. They're going to change it from a day of remembrance for the horrors of that attack. And I guess they're going to treat it now as a yearly celebration in New York. The very mentality that led to 9/11 and the World Tower, the Twin Towers going down, now run New York. So they went from never forget to we forgot. And then they went, one of the biggest capitalist cities in the world, one of the grandest cities in the world, known for its business culture and its desire to grow. Kick that to the curb too. Let's see, Mayhem, I don't know who that is, but on Telegram said she received a message from her sources. I hope they're right. Get Western, Bruce said, Mel at Mayhem Mel. They all said we're going. I hope they are correct. Like I said, folks, at some point, you have to stop protecting stupid from itself. Now is time to stop protecting stupid from itself. We'll be there for them after they fall apart, but you got to stop protecting them from themselves. They never get to hit rock bottom because we come in and save them from themselves. We got to stop doing it. Marcos and Ellie, happy birthday. It is also, guys, we're supposed to have any time now, Lewis Herms popping in. Definitely want to get his take on the Proposition 50 vote. It is also my brother from another mother in Indiana, Pennsylvania, Rod Zorger's birthday. Happy birthday, Rod, if you're out there. Sluggo, you can never improve until you hit rock bottom and rebuild. Yeah, unfortunately, we all have to go through it in life. How many people in here in their own personal lives have either gone through it or a close family member has gone through it, where you got to implode and figure out that you're your own worst enemy and start building? And Blake, Escape from New York, get your popcorn. So what do you guys want to talk about this morning? I mean, there's all kinds of news out there. Most of it has to do with this election and some of the crazy. I mean, say what you want. They monkeyed with the ballot in New York. There was nothing legitimate about that election, in my opinion. Well, maybe one or two things. Maybe there were some well-intentioned people trying to run some polls, but yeah, I can't find anything legitimate about that election from the outside looking in. Zoran twice, Curtis twice, Cuomo once, down here hidden in the bottom. Not even with his party. I mean, just nuts. Elon Musk even said, given he's on the ballot twice, maybe he can win twice too. Hey, just absolute. They made a joke out of suffrage in the election process in New York. They did in California too. Okay, let's kill that one. Trump's tariff. Oh, there are hearings starting on the Trump tariff in Supreme Court. That's going to be a fun one. In the news, Britain doomed under labor as wealthy scramble to get the hell out of London. Ryanair boss Michael O'Leary warns. They're saying the same thing as they continue to go more and more socialist. More and more wealth and workers and the working class are leaving. Now, I know some people get upset when, oh, they're just the wealthy people, they're leaving. Wealthy people are just, most wealthy people work for it. Not all. Some of them are just spoiled brats, but the overwhelming majority worked really hard to get it. Problem is, we always latch on to the exceptions. Democrats key win. We already know what the takeaway is. People are about stupid and they won. Part of it is, of course, the Democrats did a much better job in public relations than the Republicans did. Happens over and over, time over and over again, and repeats. And I guess they're going to get what they voted for. California approves Democrat redistricting plan. It is now okay to jerry-rig and gerrymander any district you want in the United States. I do not think this is going to stand. I believe the Supreme Court is going to snap this one right in. And no part of me thinks that one is going to stand. All right. Yeah, we don't even need that one. Let's get back to here. We don't even need that one. We don't need that one. Wins Virginia, Abigail Spanberger. This one is kind of important. Some of her comments. I'm waiting for the hate to start. Spanberger laid out some of her top priorities as governor during the speech, saying she would put Virginia first. Full stop. Oh, wait. Is that like Make America Great Again? Like put America first, full stop. Can we just change that? I think we need to get her some red hats. If we get her a red hat, because, she's espousing a very Republican opinion here. She said that her priorities would include lowering health care and energy costs, taking politics out of our schools. Oh, isn't this rich? Here, look at this one. Taking politics out of our schools from the party that put politics in our schools. And protecting abortion, contraception, and fertility treatment. I love how they add this one. We already had all these things. They don't need protected. As a matter of fact, Republicans are pushing for contraception and fertility treatment across the country. They're just against unwarranted or very loose abortion rules, like killing the baby 2 days after it's born. Something another governor from Virginia pushed for. Let's see. Spanberger also promised to stand up for Virginia workers. Your party's been shitting on them, but all right, let's run with it. Saying that the state's federal workforce that's paid for by taxpayers. Those are your top counties I was talking about. Creating economic. Oh, yeah, it does. Washington's killing Virginia jobs and creating economic uncertainty for tens of thousands of families, government employees, government contractors, small business owners. Yes. Downsizing because we can't afford to pay for them is causing, a lot of problems. So the alternative is we should probably just go bankrupt and keep paying them for services we don't get, need, or want. Makes way more sense, right? I got a kick out of reading, what her what she was celebrating and the lack of logic involved. Yeah, go Doge, gut that fish. Happy birthday, Patsy. Yeah, many have forgotten what it's like to struggle. Many have forgotten what it's like to, we're spoiled in this country. I know nobody wants to hear it, but it's true. Reading a few of these. You guys are just awesome today. Let's see. According to our recaps in the Edu Matrix, no idea who that is. And Sandy Ingram, no idea who that is. Or at least not off the top of my head, that the IMF hasn't given a certificate to Iraq. The CBI is not efficient. Or other thing. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Anthony. I don't read what they post there. I read what I can find in the real world. Not beating up on them at all. See, what is this? Listen, I get so upset. We the people have control and people are afraid. If everyone claimed independence, they would have to submit from lack of funds. I guess we could all do that. We can just all start claiming all kinds of dependence. Like, I don't know, maybe we could claim like 20 million illegals that they let in during the Biden administration. if that was a number. Maybe it was only half that. Still, that's 10 million dependents you get to claim. Yeah, let's just get to the good part. See, New York has been dying since COVID. So many people have moved out and come to Tennessee and Florida. So many in central North Carolina as well. New York has just about single handedly maintained the real estate market and home prices. Just people fleeing New York. And what is the second fastest shrinking state? Behind California. California losing what, over 400,000 people a year as they flee the policies. Close to that for New York. Militiaman reporting Iraq and Turkey have settled on the water agreement for Iraq. That would be correct. That did happen. I don't see that really affects RV or change in value, so I didn't even put it up there. Let's see. Something about bond news till nope. William, I'm not hearing that at all. I'm expecting some bond news. I was expecting it yesterday evening, but all I've gotten is silence so far. Just hang in tight. When it cracks, it will crack and we will get information. I will keep chasing it. But I won't get as desperate as some out there and then just start making it up like many seem to do. Reading a few of these. I need to bring them in. I was telling folks that the good thing about Mamdani and Proposition 50 is now we don't have to worry about if we want to gerrymander. I do not think that California that's going to stand. I think the Supreme Court will toss that out. It's just going to take time to go through the court system because it is not even, they didn't even try to hide the gerrymandering on that one. I mean, it's just either our nation is completely broken and it's done, or Supreme Court's tossing that one out.
Yeah, so it's obvious by looking at the elections and looking at 50, and it's fascinating. So I've been voting in my city in Ventura County, California for a long time. And the longest we ever saw a line out the door was about maybe 60, 70 feet. This line was almost an eighth of a mile long. There was only one thing on the ballot, Prop 50.
Only thing.
That the only thing on the ballot was Prop 50. And you walk up and down the line, which I did a few times, and I can tell you the demographic was not a yes on 50 vote. So we continue to talk about, not you, but people continue to talk about the news media and the conservatives, the Republicans and the conservative news media, as these are all real elections. And I think that is a massive psyop for people, because I start to hear people that are awake say, oh, man, the Democrats did it again. And oh, wow, they really brought out the vote. And I'm thinking, no, they didn't. These are stolen elections. Do we really think that 2/3 of the people voted in California for a complete gerrymander of the system? Do we really think that the liberals purely came out for a hate Trump vote in a 2-1 over the conservatives? That it's we could talk about. Only thing I saw is I saw all over the place no on 50 signs, no on 50 this. I barely saw any yes on 50. The only thing we saw is Obama and their cronies on television, and they did spend a lot of money on that. It does not add up. Well, just like somebody on your screen just said, it does not add up. And I don't believe, and this is the best, we'll go all the way across the country to New York. I think we really need excuse me, to not just look at what Mamdani got, look at what Andrew Cuomo got. So this is saying that 92% of New Yorkers are Democrat or socialist or communist, because you have to add them together. That's not true. I mean, it's ludicrous, right? And
Ah,
this is the type of things we need to look at, and it blows me away. And I'm sure maybe it's part of the movie that the Trump administration doesn't hammer on this harder. These are stolen elections. We have an illusion of
statistically
choice.
impossible.
Exactly. And people are not adding these things up, and it blows me away. I'm probably going to have to do a post on this. Maybe somebody watching will go, I'll do the post first, Lewis. Go ahead. So I'm going to have to do a post on this, because if you just look at the numbers in New York alone, right? 92% voted for Democrat and a socialist. It's ludicrous to even believe that to be true. It does not make sense. So
I could go to a communist rally and I want to get 92% of them to vote. I mean, that way, I mean, just the logic is so like, whoop, right out the door.
It's crazy. But what I'm just wondering of how long are we the people just going to believe the lie and just go along with it, or are we going to say, oh, okay, now this is ridiculous, this is crazy, it's time to rise up, we need to do something about this? Because either one of two scenarios: either the elections are stolen, manipulated, and completely ridiculous, or the Trump derangement syndrome is so high, right, that every single, or that
92% of New Yorkers suffer
92%
from
of
it.
New Yorkers who love Trump, by the way, 92% of New Yorkers are voting. It's just ludicrous. And in California, the whole vote, the whole Prop 50 was all about go get Trump. This is against Trump. So
Oh, yeah.
are we saying that 2/3 of all of the voters in California have
California have
Trump derangement syndrome? It just doesn't add up. And I'm really hoping that
Oh,
people
no.
grasp.
They only have one side of the Trump derangement syndrome, because they keep telling the right that they have Trump derangement syndrome and they'll vote for anything and do anything. So they're
Right.
telling us that nearly half of America has it, but for some reason they didn't even show up in New York. It's like New York must have had like some kind of treatment. They had like bug sprayers going around there spraying for anybody on the right that might have Trump derangement syndrome.
It's ludicrous.
It's just crazy.
It just doesn't make any sense. And then one of the fascinating ones for me is in Virginia, because the challenge is also, think about this. This is how powerful the GOP is, and this is why you have to end the GOP, guys. GOP has to go. This is why I'm running as an independent. I'm not going to play the game. So think about what are they putting up? They're putting up never Trumpers. And then they're wondering why they don't get President Trump's support, right? You're putting up never Trumpers to go against Democrats. So you're already putting up a rhino or never Trumper, but they're vocally never Trumpers. It's just ludicrous. And the GOP is the one that has been conducting these elections. I think the GOP now is a captured operation. And I'm sure they'll come after me again. But they're a captured operation. They have to be at this point, because either that or they're the most feckless, unintelligent, spineless group of people that have ever existed.
Yeah, a lot of people. What do we do? These people are still manipulating things. Part of the movie. We have to stop playing the game. We have to stop playing the game. We have to stop voting Republican. We have to stop voting for lesser of the two evils. We have to start. And I know it's going to seem like, well, I'm just wasting my vote for the first couple election cycles. You probably will be. What appears to be wasting your vote, but it's
How'd that
not
work for
wasting
you
your
this
vote.
time?
Right?
Right.
I've
Wow,
had
man.
more people tell me that when I voted third party, even in the presidential race, that I was wasting my vote. I'm like, no, I'm not.
You
It's
are talking my language. Listen to my post.
I do not understand that concept I understand lesser of two evils. I do, but that is working on the assumption that you can only pick those two.
Okay,
That you
Mark,
can't pick
this is
somebody else
amazing.
or something else.
Yes,
That is a play on your intelligence when they start reading
absolutely.
into that one. That they're convincing you that you don't have any other option. They're giving you their two options. The Uniparty is giving you their choice, and either one's okay with them, or you wouldn't be getting the choice.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's so funny. I'm laughing over here because you're inside my head. Listen to my post from yesterday, 20 hours ago. Here's what I posted on X. And actually, I put all four of them on screen. I said, I disagree with Donald Trump's statement on supporting Democrat Cuomo in New York over the communist Mamdani. When are we going to stand up for the right person, i.e. Curtis Sliwa, instead of the lesser of two evils? We may lose the battle, but if we continuously do the right thing, we will eventually win the
Win the
war.
war. Exactly.
It's so funny. So you were literally speaking my language right there. That is awesome. But it's so much, it's common sense. You know, we and if people say, "Oh, well, we can't take a hit in the short term." Okay, well, we've been taking a hit for 60 years, guys. I'm sure a couple more years or a couple more elections to finally turn this thing around is fine. But we cannot play the same game over and over. You continue to do what you do, you're going to get what you got, right? The
Oh,
definition of
absolutely.
insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's just ludicrous.
Yeah. Cognitive dissonance. Yeah, keep doing what we've been doing and expecting different results, and we're just going to keep doing it and still expecting different results. Like when you jump in the pond, you're going to get wet. Doesn't matter how many times you do it. It's going to always be that way. TP, California was able to call the election by the end of the night, but it takes weeks when it's not convenient to call an election. That's a good point. Boy,
Interesting
they had
enough,
no problem counting these ballots. And I know
California
there was
was
only one or two issues depending on what county you're in, but there was only one stateside issue. Prop 50, it's real easy. Still the
that's right.
same number of ballots
Right.
that you got to count. A
CNN,
machine does it. It's not like a person has to take longer counting it.
that's
That's not
right.
how it works.
Nope. And CNN called it within 1 second from the polls closing. 1 second. By the way, I tested that theory of the no vote being able to be seen through the ballot envelope. 100% true. Tested it. I have it on videotape.
Wait. Say that again.
So there's a hole in the envelopes
Yes.
for the mail-in
Yeah, I
ballot.
saw that.
And if you when you put it in, there's a lot of times these speculations or things are fake that go over the internet and we get upset about them. But I tested, you can see right through the hole and you can see the no vote. So if you voted no, they knew it. So they can just throw those ballots out like this without ever opening the envelope, right? But what do we have certain people doing? They're pushing mail-in voting, and they're pushing vote in person ahead of time votes, right? So what does that really do, especially since these things go through machines? Does that just not give the Democrats more time to cheat, more time to load up fake votes, the bad guys? Doesn't it? Isn't that what it does? So it makes no
Or
sense
that's
to
what it
me.
could do.
Yeah, with all the early voting and the mail-in ballots make no sense because it positions the baddies in order to steal our elections. It just makes it easier for them.
That's really that. All right, you tackle that. We're gonna get a lot for you today.
Sure.
And for those that don't know, guys, we have Lewis Herms, who's running as an independent, running for governor of California. That is what we are discussing now. Feel free to join us, ask questions, give thoughts on that front. We've already done like RV related, bond related, all that was done in the first about 15, 20 minutes. And now we have moved on to a different segment.
Man, I missed the RV bond related stuff.
Really was no news today to speak of.
Okay. All right. So it says, QC, can you explain? Someone here in Arizona said there is a difference between being an independent and belonging to the independent party. It's true. A true independent is an NPP, non-political party, but they do have AIP, which is American Independent Party. And I will just say this vaguely. A couple parties have already reached out to me to become part of their apparatus. I don't see me doing that, even though they are independent parties, unless I maybe create my own party. We'll figure out the We the People Party, which RFK Jr. already did, but it's not fully active in some states. So yeah, that's a true statement.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, that really is. Do you try to save a party? Do you say, you know, I think I can save the Republican Party. I think I can save Democratic Party. Or do you just throw it away and say, you know, I'm tired of trying to save it. The apparatus is too big and not worth saving. Let's start a third. I do think that America is primed for a Make America Great style party to leave the GOP behind. I really do.
I do too. I do too. You know what I mean? It's absolutely important. Plus, to have you have an illusion of choice when there's just two, anyways, because the at least the California GOP, in my opinion, is an extraordinarily corrupt party.
So I've run across it in multiple states.
So it says, okay, so no NPP. Does that mean we're not registered? Are we registered as that? No, no, no. That no political party just means you haven't selected a party. In California, because we have open primaries, you can vote for anybody. An NPP can vote for a Republican can vote for an independent or a Democrat. It doesn't matter. It crosses lines. Now, I believe that is a good thing, but I also believe the purpose of why they did that was to steal the votes. So it's kind of a catch-22 there.
Yeah, a number that's, let's see, Beach Brad. I took my mail-in ballot with the envelope to the polls. I told them I wanted a new ballot to drop in the ballot box. 3 poll workers argued with me. I stood my ground. Good for you. When they pull that and the different envelope and the different, I mean, you got to start calling the BS.
Yep, absolutely. We need to stand up. That's it. And say, no, sorry.
And that does not mean take the Democratic approach and grab some Molotov cocktails or go shoot up an ICE facility. That's not what it means at all.
No.
That means
Thank you for the clarification.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people, when you say stand up, that's not what it means. We're not calling for violence here. We're calling for people to stand up and call out the BS.
Yeah.
When they're doing things that are just that blatantly corrupt, you just stand up and you know that's corrupt here. Let me show you now. Give me a real one. I love that approach. Let's see. Great. Let's see. I have to show my ID in Kentucky. It's been back and forth in North Carolina and nonstop.
You know, let's go with the ID thing. So you have to show your ID in California too, but they blanketly issued IDs to illegal immigrants. So it doesn't matter. There's a difference between voter ID and California ID, right? So this is how they got around it. They're like, oh, we have IDs in our elections. Well, do you now? And then there's no ID when you ballot harvest. There's no ID when you send all the ballots in. There's no ID when 9 ballots go to one location where the person doesn't even live anymore and they get all sent in. So they understand the games. I've looked at the voter rolls personally, and obviously I couldn't do every city, but I looked at one city and it took a full day to go through all the voter rolls. I can tell you 42% of the people on the rolls were ineligible to vote, but yet I'm sure they were getting ballots.
Let's see, Jemanuel, someone stole my niece and nephew's ballot from their mailbox and voted with it. North Carolina 2020, I think I received at least 4 or 5 mail-in ballots that I never requested. In North Carolina, you have to request one. Let's see, what a buddy of mine in South Carolina went to the polls in 2016 and 2020 to find out she had already voted Democrat. She's not a Democrat, and had to cure her vote both times. It's yeah, I look at it and I know statistically, yeah, but that's so rare. It doesn't affect. It affects voters. It affects suffrage. It affects whether people have any faith in the electoral system. So when they don't clean up, maybe it is only 1 or 2%. I think it's way more, but let's just run with the argument that it's only 1 or 2% and would not change the outcome, rarely, if ever, of a larger election. Let's just run with maybe you're right. But does it affect whether people trust the vote or even take their time out of their day to vote anymore? And that is a clear screaming, yes, it does affect our sentiment and whether we have faith in the vote. So it affects turnout. So yeah,
It
it's important.
absolutely, especially affects turnout in a non-general elections, which are the most important elections, by the way.
Absolutely the most important.
The primary and special elections are always the most important elections for a state, yet the turnout is in the general elections.
Let's see, in California, but they did not ask for ID. Yeah, I can't imagine they would ask for an ID in California. Said I wanted to run my own ballot through the scanner and not drop it in a box. They thought it was weird, but I think that should be period. If you're going to vote on paper, you should be the one feeding it so that you know it went through the machine. Just to restore faith. I'm not impinging on anybody that works in the election system. I'm just saying that we need to do whatever it takes to restore faith in the process.
Yep, yep. I think it's great though that they let them run their own ballot through. 'Cause I've seen pushback on that in our county before.
Mark, I moved to Southern Oregon back in 2020. I lived in Orange County, California. Orange County sent me a booklet to Oregon on the candidates. The mail was forwarded to me in Oregon. Yeah, that's not too big a surprise.
And he voted for Biden, he just doesn't know it.
Yeah, Biden appreciates your vote.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, wait, what? No. Yeah, I got mixed takes on this one. We need to get rid of these automatic counting machines. They need to vote by hand. So many stolen elections here in Washington State. Pam Bondi needs to look at this. That's a tough one. I think if they make the ballots properly, let the machine count them, it's probably better. But we need to be able to check the machines and have a paper ballot to compare to the two to make certain they're accurate. Just adds another check and balance. That's my opinion. Yours?
So yeah, if you I follow Mark Cook's principles, and he has the road show where they prove that how fast we can count ballots by hand and more accurately as you can imagine.
Mhm.
And they prove it. And
Okay, that would be important for me.
yeah, you should see it. Follow Mark Cook. I think it's at Patriot Mark Cook on X. He's a good guy. Met him a couple times. In fact, we kind of go back and forth on X a little bit. I think he's nailed it on every case. The only thing he hasn't done yet is said that we should have serial numbers on ballots. But he travels the whole country in his RV, that's broken down RV. It's gotten hit by a truck or a Mack truck, and he repaired it himself. And he's amazing. He's pretty hardcore. He's I'll even say it right here. He's very abrasive. So, but Mark's not here to win a popularity contest. He just needs the elections repaired in every single state. But he has the road show, and they show you. And I've seen it. They put two groups. In fact, he put a group up of old hats that have been doing this for a long time against a bunch of teenagers that haven't, and trained them within 15 20 minutes. I forgot how long it was, and the teenagers beat the people that have been doing it for a long time and were accurate. It was just amazing. So I would say we can do the hand counting, and we've run the numbers on it. It can absolutely be done. Now afterwards, I would think that's when you could put it through a machine, but not
and see if they balance.
not before, right? I would say you would do it afterwards. But yeah, it's very, very, very interesting, but it could be done for sure.
I mean, stop and think about it. You used to be able to do an election in this country in a day and hand count it. And yes, but we're so much bigger. But yes, it's all a per capita thing. Instead of 10 people working the poll, there's 20.
That's exactly right.
It's not a difficult concept. So
it's per precinct. It's per precinct. It doesn't matter if we were in India. It's per precinct.
Old Stokes here in Calgary, we just had a mayoral election, all ballots, paper and put in a box, no machines. We voted out the left-wing nut job that stole the election 4 years ago. It would be very interesting to see what would change if that's the only thing they changed around the country, was they cracked down on fraudulent mail-in or just in general and went paper. It'd be very interesting to see how many elections would change completely.
Let me check something, because Shasta County is, and I know the people there. In fact, I'll see them Saturday. They're going to be at my. They got rid of the machines.
I'd be very curious to see how that one goes.
Yeah, let me see what the results, because
yeah, Jerry, in an ideal world, it would just be one party, meaning the American party or the people, and or any country would be the same way, and they would vote for based on policy and candidate and what's best for the country instead of by party. But yeah, if wishes were horses, dreamers would ride.
Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, that is going to be interesting. The tariff discussions going on today. Two different court cases in front of the Supreme Court. Thomas not backing down in oral arguments. Good for him.
Yeah, well, he seems to be the one that stands his ground the most, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, hands down. Fanny, you have to have honest people running the voting place. Yes, we do. We need more people like the folks in this community to go volunteer to work in the polls. I know everybody's like, I don't want to do that with my time. I got more important things to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I get it. I do. But that is, if you're looking for the one place we can make the biggest difference right away, there it is.
All right. So here we go. This is another post. It looks like I'm going to be busy today.
You're going to be busy.
Shasta County votes 69% no on Prop 50. The rest of the state votes 64% yes. So the only one that has paper ballots, hand counted, no machines in their counting because they got rid of their machines, happens to by a wide margin, vote against Prop 50. There you go, folks. Do we need to say anything more?
I mean, well, one, what does the political makeup per capita look like in Shasta? In other words, is this unusual? I mean, is it 69% conservative and pro-Trump to vote against Prop 50?
Yep, I'll give you the answer right now.
I'm just curious whether
the thing though is the only place we would know the true political makeup is in a place that has paper ballots, though. So you know what I mean? Because
but I am curious
I still think California's red. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. I'm still looking. If you want to continue, I'm trying to get the numbers for you. And you know what I'm going to do? I hear Bakersfield is hyper Republican. I'm going to run those numbers too.
Yeah, I'd be curious then to see that difference. Sherry Cooper, usually you can check to see if your vote was counted by going to the secretary. I believe it's the Secretary of State or the Board of Elections, depending on your state. But there is a way to find out if somebody voted for you or if you voted, etc., because you know if you voted or not. Snake Plissken, Escape from New York. It is all about my reaction to the election in New York. Seems to confuse a lot of people for some reason, but we've talked about it a lot in the podcast already. Painfully too much. See, I work in the polls the last few years. Our recent research classes, the course giver said that we should not zip tie the thumb drive in the zipper pocket because they didn't have the proper snippers. So in other words, you should ignore your safety protocols because somebody didn't have the snipper. That'd be a really easy way if I wanted to change things. I would just make certain there were no snippers there.
Yeah, I was at I think it was a 2020 election where they were handing out markers which would completely void out the ballot immediately
instead of the pencil they were supposed to be using. That happened all over the country. The Board of Elections made the rule that you can't use Sharpies and then gave you Sharpies. How are we going to get rid of Newsom? I don't know. I made
Well, he's
the
gone anyways. If people keep thinking he's going to run,
yeah, he can't run for re-elect. Well, he's already running for president. He's already told us he's going to run for president.
right. Exactly. Well, he'll win under a fake election.
Yeah, even though right now he's trailing JD Vance by what 8%.
Yeah, well, you know how that goes. Okay, let's see here. Okay. It's totally stolen. This is great. I'm going to have an amazing breakdown of this. All right, so here's what we got. Blows me away. So we have Prop 50, by the way, if anybody doesn't know, this is redistricting of the congressional redistricting of the California map, which completely gerrymanders, and it's in really weird ways, and gives Democrats even more control than they already have. They're claiming approximately 64 to 65% of the people voted yes on this. They want that type of manipulation. Yet, in Shasta County, where they have paper ballots and no machines, which is a conservative county, not hyper conservative, but conservative, 69% voted no on that. Yet you go to Bakersfield, which is considered the most conservative city in California, Bakersfield, with machines, voted right down the line, just like the rest of the state, 64%. Yes,
Wow.
on Prop 50.
Yeah, what's the chance of that actually being
It tells
factual?
you
I mean, slim to none.
This is proof. This is absolutely proof that the election was stolen.
If you could somehow talk the folks in Bakersfield into saying, hey, this doesn't check out, and doing another election on paper ballots and see if the outcome is very different, I think it would be a scream home for people. And I think you'd even have as good a turnout with people saying, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense on both sides. I can't believe you're going to make us vote again. I'm going to show up.
Yeah, I think that this could trigger an audit, though. I'm going to put
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I am hoping, that the outcome of this election will trigger an audit. Just like you said, in New York, 92% of the votes went for a Democrat candidate. Hey, what are the chances of that?
Can't do it, right?
I mean, it does not add up. I know that it's only 40-some% Republican in the state, but none of them showed up. There were only 6 or 7% of them showed up.
Or they voted for Cuomo, the lesser of two evils. Come on.
Right. Yeah, I'm just not buying. I'm not buying that one at all. That's why I think I do, guys. I think this is going to be a huge wake-up call, and either we let them take their medicine and see if New York immediately becomes a Democrat socialist utopia, which it's not. It's failed every time it's been tried. But hey, if it is not absolutely perfect within a week or two of him taking office, because that's what they all said was going to happen. That's what AOC said. That's what Bernie said. I mean, it's going to be amazing. New York's going to, just like from day one, it's going to prosper like nothing else. Just like the Democrats love beating on the Republicans because it's taking longer to right the ship, lower inflation, all those things. We get to do the same thing to them.
Yeah. Yep.
Except for we'll have facts.
No, you don't want to do that. Those are fun.
Facts.
Facts are fun. I'm just blown away. Well, we have this is about as circumstantial as you can get for real evidence. You know what I mean? This really should trigger a court case and have standing, but we already know how that works.
And we do have, and we get 14th Amendment. We get so many ways we could fix this. We would just do it at the grassroots level. You take enough counties, enough states to push for paper ballots, responsible voting rules, etc. You get it to where it's that way in over half the states, and you can force it on the rest of the country. We've got to stop playing in California, stop playing in New York, stop playing in Illinois, start playing in all the other states and changing things where we can easily win.
Yeah, we have to stop playing the game. Absolutely.
Got to stop playing the game.
Can't do it. Yeah. Can't do it. Not going to do it.
Can't do it. We got to stop playing cricket and start playing baseball.
Cricket's a fascinating game.
It is. It is. Is this
You
how
could
we
hit the
fix
ball. You could hit the ball backwards and get a point. You know, I've always tried to figure
crazy?
that one out.
Is this how we fix 2020? You know, it could be how we fix 2020.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to make a hard push on this, the conversation that we just had, because this is the thing. What people need is they need clarity. You know what I mean? And when we can show the dichotomy like this, I think it's really going to help with that.
No, it is tough in a lot of the states. How do you make a change? You don't want to abandon your state. I get it. I understand it. I, from the outside looking in, I think if I were in New York or California, I would have left. Which probably not what Lewis wants to hear.
No,
But
I get it.
I do question whether or not, or maybe you just leave and go to a conservative county and don't leave your state completely. But at some point, we got to stop playing the game.
Well, and the conservative counties play the game because they're so afraid of the Democrat stronghold. So it's kind of it's tough here. Who's Snake Plissken?
From the Kurt Russell played Snake Plissken in Escape from New York.
That's right, Escape from New York.
It turned
Okay.
into a big prison. They just turned the whole city into it.
That's brilliant. You're funny, Mark.
Yeah,
That's
wait
awesome.
and see how many people, many people caught it.
That's awesome.
Rush left New York and loved New York and left New York.
Well, President Trump left New York, didn't he?
True. He still got a house in New York, but
yeah,
or a penthouse, I should say.
He's in Mar-a-Lago.
Let's see. Only somebody talking about Georgia went similarly. Now, guys, do remember off elections like this, after a national win from one party, there usually is a backlash. It's been true maybe once or twice that it hasn't happened that way in American history. So don't read too much into this one. A lot of people are going, oh my God, that's it. They're throwing in all the towels. Don't do that yet. But definitely question some of this that makes no sense.
Yeah, and if you're throwing in all the towels thinking, I get it. So there's two ways to throw in a towel. You can throw in a towel because you know this is a fake election. I get that. But if you're throwing the towel because you actually believe the numbers, reevaluate why you're upset, because you're probably upset because it's fake, not because it's real. Many people think this is a real election. They're like, oh, man, oh, the blues are coming back. The Democrats are so strong now. What are we going to do? Well, that's the perception
that's what they want you to think.
They want you to think that, because then they can keep stealing. As long as you keep thinking that they're strong, they're going to keep stealing it until you call them and say, wait, this doesn't add up.
Now, how does this work for like Soros's son that's celebrating the Mamdani win, spent millions of dollars to help them, still live there, still call it home? I'm wondering how that works for them, because he said he's going to get rid of those rich people. Nobody should have more than $1 million, and he's going to tax anybody that has more than $1 million. And he's going to control the rents. Any of the buildings they own, well, now you don't get to charge what you want. Any store you own, you don't get to charge what you want for items. Doesn't matter if that cantaloupe cost you $4, you got to sell it for $3.50 now.
Crazy, right?
Is.
It's just doesn't. It's nonsensical. But obviously, we know the Soros own stuff all over the place, right? And they'll manipulate, and they'll get kickbacks on everything. So it's a win for them. Plus, they get the control operation. Will this guy even do that? And does he have the ability to do that? That's the other thing people don't know. You know, a mayor. I've dealt with mayors a long time. Good friend of mine passed away. And he was a mayor for like 26 years. I have another mayor that's been a mayor for 15 years. They're friends of mine, and they don't just unilaterally sign off on things. It doesn't work that way, right? Depending on the city, it either still has to go through a vote or it has to go through a city council approval. You know, and they're just one cog in the city council. Interesting enough, in most cities, other than some authority over law enforcement, mayor is just 1/5 of the authority, because there's 5 people on the city council, one being the mayor. I'm not quite sure how it works in New York, but that's commonplace.
Yeah, well, I wonder if the Mamdani citizenship stuff, because he has violated whether or not. Yeah, we'll see. Watch this thing play out. See how the movie ends.
Yeah, I do think this feels a lot like a movie, doesn't it?
It really
Snake.
does. So who are you playing, or who's playing you in this movie?
Yeah, well, I'm a Gemini, so I think I play both parts.
Yeah, right? Me too. Um, when is your birthday?
My birthday is on primary day, June 2nd.
Aha.
That's the same day as the primary.
When you
Go
kick
figure.
butt.
Yep.
All right, it is time to start wrapping up. Anything you want to add, talk about, get out there? You got a big event coming this weekend.
Huge. It's huge.
Huge.
Yes, we're very excited about this. So we have a big rally on November 8th, Saturday in San Marcos, California. For you that don't know, that's near Carlsbad, near San Diego. It's phenomenal. We have some amazing speakers there. Great singers and music artists. It's all free. Starts at 8 a.m., goes to about 12. And then we take a break. And then I get to be on the debate stage with all your favorite Republicans that evening at the same exact location at the Awakened Church in San Marcos, California. And the debate portion will be live streamed everywhere. By the way, I don't know if you want to, Mark, but you can pick up the live stream. Anybody can pick up the live stream. They just have to contact me. But we have if you want to go to the debate directly, we have the lowest tickets out there, because what I did is I actually subsidized from my campaign to drive the price down for you guys. So you can go to the debate at a lesser price too. Just go to hermsforcali.com, click on events. And as you see on your screen, the first part is our event, the Rise Up event. That's free. Just RSVP right there. And then you go down. And then after that, you can purchase debate tickets below, right below the RSVP. So, guys, this is going to be an epic day. This is, I think, a game-changing day for the state of California. I'm very excited. What's that? Sorry.
Very much could be.
Yep.
Guys, if the schedule works, we're going to have Lewis pop in Saturday morning from the event as it is starting. But that is only if it works. It is going to be a very interesting day for you.
Very interesting. And I'll be on stage at my event somewhere around 11:30. And then obviously, I believe the 7 p.m. Pacific is when the debate starts.
Awesome. All right. We're going to get you to sing happy birthday and call it a wrap. I know you're going to leave me singing.
You know, I could sing a standard happy birthday, but I have to learn your version, which is pretty cool.
We'll give you a break this one. We'll get ready for starting after June 2nd, after primary day, then you can start taking over some of these.
I'm all over it. See you, Mark. Thanks, buddy.
Take care. As that was Lewis Herms as an independent running for governor of California. LL Shadow Furry B, thank you for that. Very kind. We have Rod Zorger, Marcus, and Ellie, the twins celebrating, Patsy, Susan. Anybody else sound off that is celebrating their birthday today? Yeah, I would vote for Lewis Herms in New York minute. Well, their minutes are confused now. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, may all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. Look forward to seeing you guys tonight. Hopefully we'll get some news, because it has been painfully, woefully quiet today. And I would like some news to share with you guys. See you this evening at 7. Short news update, and then whiskey and wisdom. Bye, guys.